Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of my Japan Travel Diary series. Now, this episode's actually going to be a little bit different to my previous ones. So, when we arrived at my wife's parents' place in Fukui, my father-in-law actually gave me this Insta360 Go camera. Now, the reason why he gave it to me is actually because he'd been using it for a little while, but he was kind of struggling to wrap his head around the whole editing side of things, because it's obviously not the most straightforward camera to use when it comes to editing the videos after you finish filming, and yeah, he's not really the best when it comes to technology to begin with, so he decided to actually give it to me because he knew that I was interested in cameras and filming and editing. So yeah, I mean, even though I'm not that great at using these myself, and I'm definitely a newbie when it comes to editing Insta360 videos, I figured on this particular day, because we were just kind of having a couple of rest days, that I would take the camera out and just give it a whirl. So anyways, as part of that, and just in order to test out this camera a little bit, I figured we'd just switch over to it now. So I have no idea how this footage is actually going to go. As I said, I've not really used the Insta360 Go much, but I did kind of want to test it out and see how it works as an overall vlogging camera. I do also want to apologize if you can hear the trains running. There is just so many of them right now, it's really crazy. But anyway, so before we get into things, I do also want to mention that currently my little vlogging setup for the Insta360 Go is a little bit unconventional for right now, because I don't have a lav mic, as you can see. So it was a little bit difficult to me to figure out how to use my mic. So as you can see here, I've got my microphone which is a shotgun mic, a Rode one, which is kind of connected to this tiny selfie stick, which is then connected to my phone in order to actually record what we're talking about. Anyways, let's jump into the actual video. So this video is just going to be a really average day in countryside Japan. So to start the day, we took a drive to the grocery store. Now, I absolutely love driving around in the countryside. The views are just absolutely stunning. It just feels so nice sometimes to be out of the big city, especially when you're surrounded by these lush green rice fields with mountains off in the distance. Although I don't actually think you can see the mountains in these clips, unfortunately, but trust me, they are just absolutely beautiful. And before long, we arrived at the grocery store, which are actually quite different to the ones here in Australia. Rather than having big, bulky trolleys, they just have these tiny ones, coupled with putting a basket on the top. I actually think these are a really great idea. Although I do wish they were just slightly taller because the handles are quite low down for me. Now, when we were at this grocery store, I didn't really fully plan ahead with the Insta360 Go. I really should have brought the selfie stick with me, but instead I kind of just held it in my hand, which obviously wasn't a great idea. It would have looked a lot better in terms of filming the day in the grocery store if I actually brought the selfie stick and used it properly. But anyway, that's just one of the things that I learned from in terms of my mistakes that I made. In saying that, I do think that it does a really good job in just showing off what everyday life is like in Japan, especially walking around the grocery store. Even looking back on the videos and being able to turn it in a full 360-degree angle just makes me really enjoy sort of going through all this footage. It kind of allows me to look at things that I may have missed. Even now, the technology of these Insta360 Go cameras kind of baffles me, considering there is such a small degree of footage that isn't captured to the point where it's barely even noticeable. One thing to note when shopping in Japan versus in Australia is the prices are extremely cheap for just about everything except for fruit. Fruit is quite expensive in Japan, but everything else just seems so much cheaper, especially sushi, which I would also recommend that you just do not pass up on. Sushi in Japanese grocery stores is super fresh and it's really good, unlike in Australia where it's not so common and usually avoided. So the interesting thing about the trolleys that they have in Japan is at checkout. So what they do is they swap the basket out from the one that you have in the trolley for a new one. So you can put these shopping bags in. Now these shopping bags are a little bit unique and quite a genius idea. They fit perfectly around the shopping baskets in Japan. So the bag is designed to fold around the shopping basket so that you can simply load the items you had in your shopping basket that you were walking around with into your bag, which you obviously know will fit because they fit in the previous shopping basket. Once you're done, you simply just unfold it from the edges of the shopping basket and you just tie it up and you're ready to go. I just think that's such a simple yet genius idea. So once we got back home from the grocery store, my wife and I headed straight back out. So we decided to ride a couple of bikes down to this really big park called Angel Land in Fukui. Now, I kind of wish that I knew that this might be something that we would end up doing, because if I knew that this is something we would do and I knew that I was going to have an Insta360 Go camera to film on, then I would have bought a mount so as I could put the Insta360 Go camera on the bike, because I actually do have one and I really regret not bringing it, but I had no idea I would actually use it. So yeah, that was really unfortunate, because it really would have been amazing to be able to film the bike ride through the countryside, because Fukui is really beautiful. So this park is such a great place for kids. It has a couple of really different playgrounds, which you'll see coming up shortly, but it was actually kind of fun for us as well. So Angel Land Fukui is sort of like a park and mini space museum for kids. I would have absolutely loved it if I could have had a place like this when I was a kid to go to, because the playgrounds themselves were really unique. I don't think I've really seen any playgrounds quite like these ones. So I should also mention that I thought I had this really great idea to bring a different selfie stick that I have, which is this Ulanzi one, which is actually really long and it's a really good selfie stick. So I thought, yeah, great, I'll bring this one because it's super long, which means I can stretch it out really far. But because this one obviously isn't meant for the Insta360 Go camera, when looking down on the footage, you can quite easily see the handle. So yeah, didn't really think too far ahead with that one. And I mean, in hindsight, I really didn't stretch it out that far anyway, so I really should have just stuck with the proper selfie stick for the Insta360 Go camera. So the playgrounds here are actually quite old. We did decide to test them out a little bit, starting with this soft jumping castle-like thing. I was very iffy at first, to be honest, because I'm 6 foot and I weigh 85 kilos. And I really didn't trust this thing too much because obviously it was built for kids. I definitely wasn't gonna go jumping on it, that's for sure. Man, that looks pretty cool.
Oh, so it's kind of like soft material.
Oh, someone's showing no shoes on it. Yeah, there's shoes up here.
Oh, so that's how.
Oh god, I don't trust my weight on there.
Okay.
If that's how much it moves from you, I'm gonna fall through it. This does not sound safe. Seem safe. It's ripped. Yeah, no, it's sealed up as well. Oh no.
My sock is coming off.
Oh no.
See, it's okay. No surprise.
I'm gonna go over the stepping stone. More fishes? Don't be silly. On this other playground, they had these odd satellite dish looking things. We really could not figure out exactly what these were used for. So if you've ever seen something like this before, please let us know, because I'd actually be really interested to find out.
Oh, so you can make it when you can.
This next playground was almost like a mini obstacle course type thing for kids, which honestly looked so fun from the outside. They had these pipes kind of twisting and winding through the playground from the top to the bottom and even from one side to the other, which kind of looked like something you would see out of like Dr. Seuss' The Cat in the Hat in order to talk across rooms. So obviously my wife and I had to test them out. So my wife went up to the top of the playground and I stayed down the bottom. Now I just look stupid.
All the way up. Oh my god, it's quite steep here.
Oh man, how do you even like...
How do you go that?
Oh wow, yeah, this red ladder, like you climb up
Yeah,
it
you have
and
to
then you
go
have to
up
go
it.
around it.
The
That's
orange
crazy.
one go up here, the red one go up all the way. Oh, maybe that's easier from there.
Yeah.
You think?
What am I doing? Okay, I see what you're doing. Which side you talking into? Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I love you.
I love you too.
Are you Thomas Harrison?
No, who's that guy?
Oh no, who are you then?
Looking through some of the obstacle course paths on this playground, some looked nearly impossible for someone my size. My wife informed me, however, that because she ended up going through one, I also had to give it a shot. Yeah, that's a good
It's a jungle gym.
Yeah.
But it's on an angle.
Mm.
And it's quite big.
It's very big. Okay. This is not gonna go well. Oh my god, even that looks so small. What the fuck? What the Oh my god.
It says planetarium house. This one.
Okay. Well, this one definitely looks easy.
That's easy then.
Oh my god, it's very small though.
Ah.
Alright, I did it.
That's cheating.
You said to go up one.
Okay, then go down from where I came from.
Oh my god, this place is tiny.
Okay, keep house.
What the frick? What the hell?
Oh, this one?
Huh?
You want to try more? No.
No, rope looks dirty. Oh my god, this is tiny. Already.
This is their house.
Oh my god.
It's not difficult, it's just so small.
Oh my god. What the frick? Ugh.
So now you know.
Wait a second. Oh, I crossed through the wrong spot.
Really?
Hang on, this thing's so small I can step over here. Hang on. I stepped in the wrong spot. But
Oh no, cheating!
this place is so small I can step over that hand railing.
Told you, it's so small, this one. It's not difficult, it's just so small. What?
Child things.
What?
Childish things. I need to just duck under stuff like this. It's so small.
Or just, I just do it. Really?
For you it's small.
No.
After we finished playing on the playground, we started heading over to the mini space museum. On the way, they had these musical vending machines of Anpanman, who is an iconic Japanese character.
Yep.
In case the kids want some coffee.
The bottom one.
As we got closer to the museum-like building, we saw another thing that, again, at first we had no idea what it was. But as it turns out, it was actually a massive sundial, which actually uses the building of the Space Museum as kind of like the numbers for the sundial. They also had this Dragonite vending machine, which is actually because Dragonite is the iconic Pokemon of Fukui, because Fukui is actually very well known for dinosaur fossils being found. So we headed straight inside to check out the indoors of the museum, which had this huge dinosaur playground as soon as you enter, which looked pretty cool, which obviously, because it's Fukui, most things here are dinosaur themed in some way. This was definitely one of the coolest looking playgrounds I'd ever seen though. I think it was really unique. Oh, you can climb in there. That's so cool. In this little space museum type thing, they also had these interactive games, although we didn't really understand how to play them because there weren't any instructions that we could find. I did also forget to mention that there is no entry fee to come in here, so you're free to come in and have a look around. There's only 1 or 2 exhibits that are actually paid for, which we didn't end up doing because we didn't bring any money with us on this day. They did end up having this big sort of light show while we were there, which was pretty interesting.
今から138億年前、宇宙はビッグバンで誕生しました。
After the light show, we called it a day, headed back to our bikes and rode back home. So there you have it. This was my first day out using the Insta360 Go camera. I should also mention this is the X3 series, so this isn't the most recent one. Although I do think it still did a pretty good job, so I would be really interested to see how well the Insta360 X4 works. I was actually surprised when going through the footage because it really didn't seem shaky at all, which is really good. It was almost like having a camera on a gimbal. So if I had a proper mic, this camera would be almost perfect for just casual daily vlogs. The audio quality of the Insta360 X3 was not too bad, but I definitely think having a proper microphone would definitely be best. So yeah, that's it for this day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye for now.